Hello everyone, this is Dee. So we are continuing with our series. So using the moon to knowledge from the moon to stabilize the mental health and getting the wisdom from the moon to enhance your life, giving yourself what you need to stabilize your mental health. So today we're going to talk about the the Scorpio moon. This one is intense. This one is mysterious. This one is exciting for me because although I am not a Scorpio, I have a very heavy eighth house. So sometimes, even though my moon is in Cancer and I'm an Aries sun, I could have the intensity of a Scorpio because I have a busy eighth house, and the eighth house in astrology is governed by the Scorpio, the Scorpion, by Pluto. You know, Pluto is the smallest planet, but it's very impactful because it works on the psyche. It's the death. It's Hades. Is it Hades? God of the underworld. My mythology is great, but I can't pronounce the words. Okay, it's the underworld, right? It's the gunk and the darkness and the funk of life, the stuff that we hide. It's the underwater, it's the swamp, right? So these people, they have depth. These people have layers that you will never know, never seen, they will never reveal. Even if they love you, they trust you, which that takes some time, okay? They don't trust easily. They need some time to take you in, to study you. You can always tell when you're in the presence of a Scorpio, the intensity of their stare. You know you're being examined, you're being studied. There's no hiding from them. You need to come clean. You need to come truthfully. You need to come as you are. They will accept you as you are. They won't judge you. But come real or don't come at all. You can't bullshit these people. In a conversation, an interaction with the Scorpio, they understand more than what you say to them. They understand what you say, the words you say. They understand beyond the line, between the line, underneath the line, the undercurrent of the line, and your intention and your psyche while you're saying the line. Yeah, you can't come with that fake shit and think you're gonna get it. No, they won't believe you. They could let you think because they really don't care about your opinion that much. You know, they have their own, and once they've formed their opinion, you know, it's because they've actually analyzed and they could tell if you're full of shit or not. You know, in so many ways there's a little bit of that in me, but it's like in different areas of my life. You know, like I said, I have a heavy eighth house, and a heavy 10th house, and then everything else is kind of sprinkled around my chart, right? But yeah, so I understand that even on a more subconscious way, I understand the way that energy works, right? So what do these people need for their mental health? If you think about it, the Scorpio energy, the Pluto energy is the phoenix. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. You have to, those are people who have made peace with the cycles of death and rebirth. And they did not have growing up a lifestyle or a life or in childhood where everything was all rainbows and unicorns and butterfly. These people had to transform over and over and over and over, and every time they go through a different rite of passage, every time they go through a different change, they had to reform themselves. They had to emerge anew. They had to reemerge anew. They had to reemerge anew and completely. And that's why they have secrets. If they have done something in the past and you are dealing with the version of them now, they don't feel the need to tell you about that past, because to them, they are no longer that person. That person is done, burned away. That side of them is over, and you are dealing with the one right now. That is, if they feel that they trust you enough to present that side of them to you, because they're not easy to be known. They have to trust you to let themselves be seen by you. And of course, we hear all about the Scorpio and the sex and the this and the that. They're good in the bedroom. Okay, yeah, that's part of it too. But because this is what everybody knows, I'm gonna stay away from that, because you could read that somewhere online, or you could listen to it or on a different channel. But I'm telling you, it's the rebirth process and the connection that they're seeking. They want to go to the deepest part of you. Okay, if you're a man, the deepest part of somebody you're getting to know is their womb, right? If you're a woman, wanting to be penetrated, taking someone in to the deepest part of you, which is the womb, I don't know how to say it to make it user friendly for YouTube and not too sexualized, right? But the deeper layer, that's how you get to see someone behind closed door and stuff like that. So they like to know people in that very deep and personal way. And in a physical world of attraction and men and women, or whatever it is that you do in your sexual life, it translates into sex. Okay, but then even then, they're not fibrous, forget that word. They're not easy with their bodies. Ooh, I couldn't get that word. They're not easy with their bodies like that. Like they before they even let someone in or stuff, they have to know you. They're seeking that merging, that understanding. The only problem is with that, they don't really want you to know them. They want to know you, and that's where you'll find the manipulation game and stuff like that. There is a dark and light side of Scorpio. It's not all doom and gloom, okay? And for you to understand that part, you'd have to go into in astrology what's called degrees. And I'm not talking about, you have to be there's the mature Scorpio and there's the young Scorpio. And I'm not talking about the matures in terms of 50-year-olds compared to the 20-year-old. I'm talking about the degrees in your chart. Like if you're an early Scorpio from 0 to 15 degrees, you are in the beginning of that sign. You're not so much of a mature Scorpio. You don't really see that energy of the lighter side of Scorpio until you become older and more mature in the physical body. Or you could be that person who never really crossed over to the lighter side, even if you're 50 years old in your body, because you're an early Scorpio. Or you could find somebody who's 13 going on 15 or going on 25, because they are born mature. They're always more mature than their age. You see that a lot in the Scorpio. Let's say somebody is born and they are late degree Scorpio, from 15 degrees all the way to 30 degrees, 29 degrees, I would say. These people are very mature. You would have the 13-year-old who's acting like he's the adult in the family, because he's born mature, So the light side of the Scorpio is the surgeon, you would say, the investigator, someone who sees all, who sees the darkness, who sees because you can't bullshit them. They see you. They see you for who you are. They see what you're hiding. They are tapped into the darkest side of the human nature. That's what makes them suspicious and not easily trusting, because they know, even though on the surface you're like all light and, flying with the unicorns and the fairies up in the sky, if push and pull, the human nature is dark sometimes. It's something that you always have to monitor. How far can you go? They know about that. So these people, in order for them to stabilize their mental health, of course, the Scorpio, there's not much you can tell them they don't already do. Okay, these people know, they have a group of friends they could trust. They keep around them people who are solid because they've studied you. By the time you make yourself into their inner circle, then they know that you've passed some tests that they'll probably test you, and you would have been someone who's part of their trusted group of friends. But for the Scorpio to stabilize themselves, is you have to make it part of your conscious effort to go to that transformation process. That death and rebirth process is part of your life, is who you are. Make peace with it, make it conscious. If you don't make it conscious, you're going to wait for life to throw you into the loop, and then you are again the phoenix rising from the ashes. But the rising of the phoenix, this is what people think is the glorious part. You transform. But the process to getting to the crashing event that would make you have to transform, sometimes it's brutal, it's dark, it's emotionally piercing, it's disruptive, it's traumatic. But I find from observation and people who I know who are Scorpio moon, if you make that a ritualistic way of transforming, go at it consciously, where life doesn't have to throw you into a loop where you have to do it beyond your will or do it or else. You need to make it a conscious effort. Make it a point to always reanalyze yourself and journal the question, what part of me needs to die? What that part of me that I'm willing to let go of and transform and phoenix into consciously, smoothly, in a way that is healthy for me, in a way that is not disruptive so much that my life is chaos. You have to go to that birth and rebirth process consciously, because we do have free will. So go through it consciously. Choose, analyze, reinvent yourself as you wish. Don't wait, because life is going to push you that way, whether you want to or not, to see who you are. But then when you always feel like you're just waiting for the next shoe to drop, it's kind of, and granted, you could be comfortable in that sort of thing, but why not take control? Because at the very core, the Scorpio needs control, need to be in control. That's why you study people. You guys are people watchers. That's the person who's going to sit in the corner of the room and watching. You like people watching. You have interest in the human nature, and mostly the part that the people try to hide. The person who's faking it all, you'd study him the most, because you're like, what are you trying to hide here? Let me study you. Let me find the dirt. These people make good surgeons, good investigators. Some paparazzis too, by the way, because they'll find the dirt on you. But go at it consciously. Choose, decide, reanalyze yourself when you go into what part of me needs to die. Where do I need to transform now? What part of me that I'm transforming, and what's the best side of that old self that I want to go forward with, that I want to progress with to this transformation, and what I need to leave behind, where it's a conscious decision. Take control. And that is the stuff. And find somebody that you could have that deep layered connection with. Dismiss my alarm just went off. Okay. The connection with, whether it's the sex, whether it's the emotional connection you need, whatever it is, but it has to be that person that you can really go into the deep with. If you do not have that person, I don't care if you write the shit that's in your mind, and sometimes it's pretty intense in your mind, and burn that diary. Okay, write it on a piece of paper, make peace with it, let it go, burn that shit. You need to do that excavation process of your own psyche, because you will never open up to someone to a certain degree. That's just who you are. You can't force it. You could transform into something you're not. But what you can do is be conscious about it. It's a conscious step you make. You will go through that process. Take control and do it willfully. Okay, using your free will. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much. This is the Scorpio moon, and I will see you in the next video. This is Dee signing off. Bye.